So today I'm going to go take a look at another piece of property that Remy's parents are thinking of buying. But first, I gotta show you this. I got a desk! I've been making videos for like a year and a half now, and I've spent this entire time without a desk, and it's been killing me because I've just been sitting here on my couch. It doesn't feel very good to sit there for a long period of time, so usually I end up sitting on the floor, and that doesn't feel good either. And I usually just don't feel motivated to do work. But now that I have this, like, I want to work all the time now. Actually, maybe that's not such a good thing. Remy's actually also getting one that's gonna go like right there, but she just went back home, so I haven't bought it yet. I do want to do a little apartment tour at some point in the future, but that's not right now. So anyway, let's go. Right, and here it is. And this is it. That's actually a restaurant over there. It's where Remy and I had our anniversary, and it's where I've had one of my birthdays and a couple of my staff parties. Alright, I'm gonna try and fly my drone here, but this might be a little too close to the airport. I'll have to see. Alright, so I was able to fly no problem. The one issue I foresee is this right here. This would be the little, I guess, driveway leading up to the house. And it looks like it would be a nightmare to get in and out of here. So that's something to think about. The kind of house they want to build, I don't know if this would be enough area, but I guess that's up to them to decide. Alright, I don't think there's much else I can do here, so I am gonna go home. So, in an effort to be a little more professional, I decided to make a little set. Since I went to the trouble of buying a desk and everything. By the way, this is Banana. It's one of the plants that Remy bought right before she left, back for Saitama. She named it that because its leaves feel kind of like banana skin. Anyway, you might be asking, or you might not care, why do I keep going around looking at different plots of land in the middle of nowhere in Japan? Well, that's because I might be here for a while, due to like a few circumstances that I'll talk about in a minute. So I have to consider a lot of things when I think about living here long term, or just my future in general. Like, what kind of job do I want to keep doing? Or if I have a family, where do I want my kids to be going to school? And, you know, adult stuff like that. And I've decided that staying here for a while kind of feels like the best option for me. And let me tell you why. So first of all, I would like to make this whole video creator thing more of a career, hence like the desk and the set and all of that stuff. This is my attempt to get more serious at it. And the benefit of living in the world that we do now is that I don't have to be in a big city to do this. I can be here in the middle of nowhere, Japan, and it works just fine. And like, to that end, I don't know if I want to live in a city anymore. I went to college in Boston and I loved it then, but I don't know if I'd love it now, especially since I live here in Japan now. Like, I feel like if you go online on Reddit or something, half the posts on Our Japan Life are like, help, my wife left me, or help, I'm always being harassed by the police, or help, my company's terrible and I want to die. And I feel like a lot of those posts are from people living in bigger cities. Then again, it could just be that people who are having a good time don't post a lot. So it's true, it might be hard to gauge what it's like living in a city online. All that being said, I really enjoy living here and I wouldn't mind staying for a while longer. There's also the possibility that if I ever wanted to continue teaching English, that I would have a much easier time getting a job here than I would in any of the cities. And to that end, I've heard a lot about English teaching jobs in the cities and they don't sound very fun. Like, you know, I don't want to be working until like 10 p.m. and then go home and hate myself every single day. Whereas if I wanted, I could probably just stay here, find a private contract at some high school, and just keep chugging along for the next few years. Anyway, those are like the career things I had to take into account. The other thing I had to take into account is if I ever wanted to start a family, would I want to raise them in the US or here in Japan? And I'm feel pretty strongly about keeping them in Japan, at least until they finish elementary school. Why? Because I'm an active part of elementary education in Japan, and I see how good it is, even at schools with low funding in rural communities. And especially if I'm out here in the country, I don't have to worry too much about my kids being in danger all the time. Anyway, those are just a few thoughts I had about finding a new home here, and why I would want to keep living in a middle-of-nowhere town like this. I say middle of nowhere, but this town has an airport and a bunch of other stuff that doesn't really signify middle of nowhere, so I should probably stop saying that. Anyway, that's gonna be all from me for this week. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you enjoyed seeing the space and my new set, and if you watched until the end, thank you, and I will see you next time.